Thanks for being here today, and thanks for being a part of the RISE community. This morning is really a celebration of all we've accomplished together in service to the RISE mission to break generational cycles of incarceration. We love sharing this time with you and the opportunity to kind of bring our annual report to life through the stories and the impacts made possible by all of you through your generosity of your time, your talent, your treasures. Thank you for being a part of this community. It's just always a great event, and I think one of the coolest rooms of people that we get to interact with in our community. So I love this room. I love you all. Our theme for the year is coming home. For the people that we serve at RISE, memories of home are not always positive, and in some cases, it can be hard to define if you've never experienced a consistent, safe physical space that felt like home. Everyone deserves access to a safe environment and a place that can truly be called home. But home isn't just a place, right? For us, it could be a feeling or a connection. Home is belonging. This morning, I want to talk about what coming home means for the people we serve and why your support makes this homecoming possible. Since we started this work, we now have 940 people who have graduated from our in-prison program. Isn't that incredible? If you've graduated from our in-prison program and you're comfortable letting that kind of be known to the room and you want to stand up, would you do that? Would you stand up and be recognized? Before we talk about what happens after graduation, I want you to understand who our graduates are, and I want you to understand kind of what they're facing. So look at these numbers for a moment. 1/3 have experienced foster care at some point in their life. I'll never forget talking to one of our grads at NSP one day, and I said, how many places did you live growing up? And he was, just counting and counting, and I could see the memories of how traumatic some of those homes were, several in foster care, and he got to the number 36 and said, I can't remember beyond that. Nearly 80% have had at least one family member who is also incarcerated. 73 are parents, and that's where our mission really takes root of breaking generational cycles. We also know that probably about 12% of our grads were unhoused at the time of their most recent arrest that led to current incarceration. So this coming home is really resonant if you haven't had one for a long time and maybe ever. Last year, we asked our graduates what home means to them, and their answers were both heartwarming, heartbreaking, but also hopeful. They said safety, love, where my people are, a place where I can be authentic. My grandparents' home felt like Oz. There's no place like home, right? Sam told us, I grew up with violence in my home, so I really value tranquility. Last week, I led a kickoff for our program at Tecumseh. We had 60 people in the room for the event. 90% of the people in attendance shared that there was violence in their home when they were children. Think about what that means. What is your life journey like? What decisions are you forced to make if you've never had a stable home to begin with? And I want you to imagine for a moment that you're coming home after years away. But this isn't like a joyful return from college or from a work assignment. You're coming back to people and an environment that may not want you, to family connections that may have frayed or broken entirely, to a world that's really changed. I mean, think about technology that you might not understand, systems that are really hard to navigate, opportunities that seem closed to you before you even knock on the door. To quote Led Zeppelin unironically, if my wings should fail me, Lord, please meet me with another pair. Extra credit if any of you old heads can tell me what song that's from. That's what so many of our graduates are feeling as they prepare for release. They're asking, will anyone catch me if I fall? Will I have what I need to make it? Can I really do this? Kyle, who was incarcerated for 21 years, describes what it felt like when he got out. He said, when I started spending time at my sister's, I felt like I was an animal in a zoo. Many people in my life didn't reach out when I was on the inside. Now it feels like they come to see me, like I'm an exhibition. Like Punch the Monkey, anyone? Oh, guys like Punch. Here's a hard truth. Many people getting out of prison don't have family waiting for them anymore. When someone graduates from our pre-release program and steps back into the community, they often tell us, Rise is my family now. Not because their biological families don't matter, they do. And we work really hard to build those connections when possible through our youth and family program. Shouts to Tessa, our new director of our youth and family program, wherever she is. But perhaps for the first time in a long time, someone's saying, we see you, we believe in you, and you belong here. Welcome home. And this is where Rise becomes something different. And this is where you all become something different. Because all of us here this morning are co-creating what a new kind of kinship can look like and redefining what coming home means. For those of you who have met them, those of you who have volunteered on the inside, you know how special our peer facilitators and our table leads are. And they start this deep kinship for our program participants on the inside. And then they pass the baton to us as they transition back to the community, as our participants do. We have 59 Rise graduates who held leadership program positions in facilities for us last year. These are people who came through our program, they found their footing, and then they turned around and they said, I want to help the next person make it home too. They attend every Rise class, they mentor, they tutor, they coach. They coach our current class throughout the entire program. Some of those folks, some of those 59, will never leave prison unless laws change, but they're deeply invested in the reentry success of others. Last year in 2025, 119 Rise graduates came home. That brings us to 411 graduates who have returned to the community since we started this work. It's amazing. %70 of them return home to their children. They are working hard to rebuild trust. They are stepping into the real moments with family they've been yearning for, being present for birthday parties, helping with homework, telling bedtime stories, all the ordinary sacred things that they missed while also navigating all the barriers and challenges that are inherent with reentry. Chris told us, when I get out, I want a place where my family can visit and feel safe, a space where my kids can play, somewhere that doesn't feel like I'm locked up. One graduate described his reentry housing search this way: you finally get into a place and you end up staying in a bad living situation because you don't want to go back into the circus of looking for a new place. Another said landlords charge application fees when they already know they don't rent to people with felony backgrounds. They put you in one bucket without asking, how long has it been? What have you done since? You can't win. How can you find a home if those are your options? So when Rise grads come home, more than a third return to our community here in Omaha. Every year, 2,500 people leave the Nebraska prison system, and on average, 1,600 come back every year to this community. When they can access competitive wage employment and safe housing and they add tremendous value, and they contribute to the fabric of our community. This slide tells the story of what happens after someone comes home. Last year, 330 graduates utilized our reentry services. Shouts to our reentry team, ripping and riding. What do you say, Aaron? Yeah, yeah. Look at that bottom bar, encouragement. That's the most used service that we provide. And think about that. The number one thing people need when they come out of home isn't just a job or a ride or help filling out paperwork. It's encouragement. It's someone believing in them. It's a phone call when things are hard. It's a text message saying, I'm proud of you. I got you. It's someone showing up. One graduate put it this way: Rise knocks on my door, I open it. Rise has always been there. I didn't even graduate the first time, and y'all helped me back. I got sent back to prison, and then I finished Rise. Another said Rise is the only organization that comes in and they practice what they preach. And because of all of you, your time, your resources, your belief in this mission, Rise can be that specific presence. And here's why that encouragement matters so much. We shared some of the reasons people primarily end up back in prison. Notice what's on the list: housing instability, poor support systems, unhealthy relationships. These aren't just practical problems, they're actually relational problems. They're I don't have anywhere stable to belong problems. And when we address these problems through comprehensive support, when we become that healthy relationship, that reliable support system, we can change outcomes. The rise recidivism rate for 2025 was 7.3%. Come on. The difference is not because our participants have it easier. It's because they have people who refuse to give up on them. Employment is a huge part of coming home successfully. 74% of our graduates are employed with a starting hourly wage of $17.40. Shouts to Brian and December, our employment folks. We appreciate y'all and all the work you do. And earning a competitive wage and pursuing a career pathway allows people to support themselves and their families with dignity. Rise grads are working alongside people who also have second chances and people who never needed one. They're contributing, they're paying taxes, they're building futures. And employment happens because volunteers like you come into the prison and practice mock interviewing, and you review personal statements with people who haven't been in an interview sometimes in decades. It happens because you connect them with employers willing to look past a record and to truly see potential. It happens because your financial support allows Rise to offer employment training to people at work release facilities and in the community through our core program. And it's not just the adults. We served 374 youth and family members last year. Kids who have a parent in prison, siblings who are trying to understand why their brother or sister is gone, families who are learning how to stay connected through incarceration and rebuild after release. These kids are trying to figure out what home means when a parent is absent. We're helping them hold on to hope that their family can be whole again. Our youth and family program is in such high demand, we've had to offer additional classes, and the need is even greater than that. The wait list just keeps growing. And for those with entrepreneurial dreams, our Business Academy has graduated 83 system-impacted people or family members who now run 54 active businesses. How great is that? If you've been served by the family program or Business Academy or anything else, would you stand up and be recognized if you've taken these things? And come on. When you're struggling with unemployment and underemployment, we have people who make the brave decision to create their own opportunities. And in many cases, they're now hiring other people with prior justice involvement. They're creating home for others in the form of employment and dignity. I want to share something we did recently that was both humbling and inspiring. We held listening sessions in the prisons and with graduates in the community and asked them, what does home mean to you? What do you need to succeed? What would make you feel safe in a home? Their answers taught us so much as we discern what role RISE can play to increase safe housing opportunities in our community. Some of the quotes were, location matters. I have a history in some places. Certain neighborhoods aren't comfortable. I don't want someone else's problems to become mine. Finding housing puts such a strain on your relationships with loved ones. I could live with roommates if I needed to, but I really need my own room. Sharing a bedroom feels institutional. I need space to decompress. I need natural light, windows that open, no bars. Bars remind us of how close we are to where we were. I can't wait for a kitchen. I'm so excited about cooking my own food again. I think about a space I can personalize, even small things like a welcome mat or a rug, a picture on the wall, something that's mine. A door that locks from the inside only, that I control. I can't wait to have a bed and furniture that no one else has used, something fresh, something new, something just for me. RISE has ambitious goals for 2026 and a bold vision for the next few years in particular. And we're going to need you now more than ever. We've been on a journey with our participants and grads over the past few years to understand truly what coming home means and what role RISE can play in supporting them in newer, deeper ways, including what role we could play in reentry housing. We learned that for the 1,600 people that come to Omaha, there's roughly 300 transitional housing beds available to them. I'm not good at math, but that's not great. There are some great providers in the space. Shouts Jake Shaddy, where's he at? And people who do this really well. And there's also some people who should be ashamed of the unsafe environment that they create and provide. We'll be sharing more details soon. I can't wait for this next chapter of our journey together. It will be transformational for our city, for the state of Nebraska, and for our shared mission. Reflecting on 2025, we started the year where all the federal grants we were applying for disappeared off the website. We have so many people doing great service in our community and partners in the room. It's been a roller coaster ride. So many basic needs have increased. Safety nets have kind of drifted away. It feels to me like when I was a kid in New York, like an old roller coaster, like the Cyclone in Coney Island. Anybody ever rode the Cyclone? It's one guy. You get off the Cyclone, it's an old wooden roller coaster. You have bruised knees. There might be a little blood dripping off your elbow. You're like, what is even happening? And that can be how it feels doing this work in this time. I recently came across a poem by a guy named William Stafford. He's from Hutchinson, Kansas, 20th century poet. I've really been trying to find just a sense of evenness in poetry and reading. And this poem really struck me, called The Way It Is. And I'd like to share it with you this morning. It's about holding on to a thread, something that doesn't even change when everything around us does. As I read this, I want you to think about home and community and the thread that we're all holding together through this work. There's a thread you follow. It goes among things that change, but it doesn't change. People wonder about what you are pursuing. You have to explain about the thread, but it's hard for others to see. While you hold it, you can't get lost. Tragedies happen, people get hurt or die. You suffer and get old. Nothing you can do stops time's unfolding. You don't ever let go of the thread. For the people Rise serves, that thread is the belief that they deserve a second chance, that they deserve dignity, that they deserve a home. That thread runs through years of incarceration, through setbacks, struggles, through moments of doubt and despair, and they hold on to it because they have to. Because letting go means giving up on yourself. But here's what I want you to understand this morning. You are a part of that thread for me personally and for the Rise team. Shouts to the Rise team. I mean, come on. Love you guys. When you volunteer in prison, when you donate to our mission, when you share our story with others, when you show up at events like this, you are weaving yourself into that thread. You are making it stronger. You're making it visible to people who couldn't see it before. One graduate said, instead of constantly breaking ground on prisons to put folks in, let's break ground on structures to take them out. That's the thread we're following together. That's what home means in this context. It means community that refuses to give up. It means people who see potential instead of problems. It means a place where someone says, you belong here, welcome home. This is my guy, Billy. A lot of you guys know, a lot of you know Billy, right? Shouts for Billy, my gosh. Billy's a Rise grad, and he served as a peer facilitator for us for probably the last 8 years. Billy and I were chatting a few weeks ago at the Nebraska State Pen, where he's currently incarcerated. And it dawned on me that his first day in a Nebraska prison, August 1st, 1974, I was 1 week old. During my 51 years of life, I've lived in 20 different places, 5 states, lived abroad. During that same time, Billy's lived in 3 prisons, all within an hour of each other in Nebraska. And Billy's lived a rich life in his own confined context. He's written books and poetry and music. He trains dogs. He's a musician. He's held every job in facilities. He's taken every program and leads so many different types of programs himself. He's outlasted probably every staff member in facilities, and there aren't many people who have served more time than Billy. The impact he has made on people in his midst, those who have returned to the community, those who have not, is immeasurable. We shared our battles we have on occasion with depression, but also long periods of deep connection and joyfulness too. Billy's getting out in a few years, and Rise is the thread that he clings to. When he gets out, he says he wants one of 2 jobs. He wants to work at Rise, or he wants to be the Department of Corrections director. Which, by the way, New York just appointed the first formerly justice-involved director of corrections in the history of our country. Isn't that something else? Billy's dedicated his life to the successful reentry of others. He has seen everything that works, everything that doesn't work in a prison facility. After 50 plus years, his only thought of returning to the community is one of service and the impact he can continue to make to an environment he knows so intimately. This morning, I want to thank you, not just on behalf of Rise as an organization, but on behalf of every person who has walked through our doors feeling lost, feeling scared, and alone, who have found their thread again. Thank you for believing that everyone deserves dignity. Thank you for understanding that coming home isn't just about geography. It's about belonging, connection, and hope. Thank you for being a thread people can hold on to. and a community that says, welcome home. We've been waiting for you. Thank you. We are going to continue to bring our report to life, and you're going to hear from some of our participants and some of their experiences.
Good morning. Our first panel, we have Clifton Lytle. He is an in-prison program graduate from the Omaha Correctional Center. Come on up, guys, as I call your name, please. We have Rachel Higgins, who is also an in-prison program graduate from the from the Nebraska Correctional Center for Women. We have Colleen Hardick, who is part of the Family Wellness Collective at RISE, and Izzy Jenkins, who is a graduate from the Nebraska State Penitentiary and also RISE staff. Please welcome our panelists.
Thank you. Hi, friends. Would you each share your name and what your program was that you were involved with RISE, and maybe a little bit about what that program or connection has meant to you in your life?
Yeah, so my name is Rachel Higgins. I graduated the RISE program in, I think, August of like 2023, I believe. RISE has been awesome since I've been released. I've been out for a little over a year. Anytime I've ever needed anything, whether it's guidance, advice, help with anything, they've always been right there to assist in any way they can and be supportive. It's an amazing program.
I'm Clifton Lytle. I graduated probably in 23 too. I take the character development and the business academy as well. RISE has been great for me. Just being there is probably the biggest thing I could say. Wanting better and having a place that could facilitate that is like the best thing in the world. So even since I've been out, I had Carly and Maeve and Aaron is my big mentor. I come to the building and everybody face lights up. And my kids get to see them, and it shows me in a different light. So I can't express how big RISE is for me. So.
I'm Colleen, and I came to RISE, didn't want to. I called RISE and asked for help for a grandson. And after talking to me, they decided I needed the help. So after spending years, my grandson has addiction. And after spending years of worrying and money and just my life wasn't good because it was the foremost thing on my mind, I said, okay, I'll join. I came on, their meetings were on Friday night. I came on Friday night and met everybody in the class. We had dinner, which made it really easy to interact through our books that we followed. And it made it really helpful to be able to ask questions. I felt really comfortable with everybody there. And I learned how to set boundaries, and which I needed. And we had the books that we studied. Then we had a creative session we had speakers too. And then we had a creative session where we broke up in groups. We broke a vase into little pieces. And then we put it back together again, which showed that we were broken and we were whole again, And so for me, RISE is a wonderful program. It's helped me get through all this and really has really given me my life back. So thank you.
Good morning. My name is Izzy. I did Rise 9 years ago, almost. So I've been with him since the beginning. Um, Rise gave me a family, in a place where you wouldn't expect to find it. Um, it took people from trying to walk the yard that were hard and tough, and brought us all level with the people that are in the community that came in and supported us. And that seeing them come in and support us and actually be willing to level with us was probably what brought us, back, made it easier to be. And so, I mean, Rise gave me a family.
And this, yeah, thank you. This question's for anyone who wants to answer. When you hear the phrase coming home, what does that mean to you today? What does that mean?
Well, coming home for me meant just being around people who support me, who love me, who care about me, but not just being around them, actually realizing that they love me, support me, and care about me. Before, I just assumed that I was just always on my own. I didn't belong anywhere. It was just me against the world. But in reality, it was never really like that. I just never accepted that love and support and caring that people gave me. And because of programs like Rise and Persevere, that support system grew into so many people in the community. And I realized that I had people that had my back, that gave me chances, and I wasn't alone anymore.
I'd probably second that. I feel like coming home is coming back to where you feel supported, where you can actually put down your armor. I'm always told that I can't be Superman all the time, and it's a bad habit of mine. But coming back, being with Rise, coming to Rise, let me know, I didn't have to have the answers. I didn't have to be the strongest person in the room all the time. I could actually be vulnerable, let that armor down for a little bit, and accept the help that was coming to me. So,
Awesome. Was there a moment when community support, maybe programs or volunteers or relationships made a real difference for you?
Yes, it did to me. Every time I went on Friday, if I ever had a question or needed help, I would call Rise. I was falling apart because I felt like, what did I do? What can I do? And it's embarrassing somewhat to talk to people that don't understand what you go through when you've never had anything like that before. Still struggling a little bit and still not where I want to be or where I want him to be. And I guess that's where he should want to be. I felt home every time I walked into the Friday night meetings. I felt comfortable. I could ask questions to anybody. It was a wonderful experience and still is.
For me, every interaction with Rise is like beautiful. The biggest thing I could say was I got to take my kids to ride horses, and they facilitated that. It's big to come home to your family, it's big for the responsibility. So the things that I was taught and polished up while I was in there, it was, for me, it was like, all right, it's time to, get back to the grind. And they facilitated a lot of things that were beautiful for me. My kids never rode a horse. I never rode a horse either. You know what I mean? So I'm walking mules and, like some crazy stuff, but I enjoyed it every moment, man. So like, it was beautiful for me. Again, I just want to just thank you a lot.
So my last question is, how has your sense of belonging or purpose changed since participating in Rise? And tell us what your life looks like today.
Yeah, so I have a sense of belonging that I didn't have before, thanks to programs like Rise, Persevere, thanks to my family giving me a chance, thanks to my husband who has also walked in my shoes and he's also transitioning back to the community. And we're just really like grinding it out and thriving. And it's just nice to be able to thrive together instead of fall and crash together. And it's just been amazing. To this day, because of Rise, because of Persevere, I'm currently a software engineer for 2 companies. I'm Thank you. One of the companies is also a company that gives back to people who were justice impacted that are coming out of prison. I also TA for a company called Justice Through Code. They also give back to people who are justice impacted, and it just makes my life meaningful and purposeful. And I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for programs like RISE.
Thank you.
Okay, go again. For me, I graduate in May with a associate degree in human services. And so being able to give back was big for me. I actually had 15 tickets, and then I said, "Oh man, Rise is my family too. Let me get 25 more." So I got to make sure everybody could come. So yeah, I transitioned into going to UNO. I actually worked at Metro as a peer mentor. So yeah, life is good.
Well, I come from a close-knit family and we were all affected by this. I think it has helped me and my family get through this understanding. And for me personally, Rise has given me my life back.
Well, they said already, I work for Rise now, my first meeting, they asked me, we have a meeting where they give us a prompt and my only response was I'm home. And it was coming back to where I was. They asked what took me so long to get here. And I said, I wanted to be ready. I've already worked food service as a general manager and assistant district manager. I've done Casey's as an assistant to the district manager of Casey's, and then preparing myself to get to this point to where I can help others. I mean, I'm notorious for hiring everybody from the Work Release Center. You can ask any of my former employers, but now to actually go in there, I walk into the prisons twice a week and help these guys walk that journey of reentry. So I know what it's like and I know what it takes to get to this point. And they can see like, hey, that was Izzy. I used to bunk with him. It's possible to come out and do it on this side. So it builds on top of that hope that we had in the program originally and gives them a little bit more to look forward to. So that's what I'm happy I can do.
All right, let's give it up for this panel. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
9 years ago, we had a real busy event in NSP, and Izzy pulled me aside. I'm like, "What, man?" He's like, "I'm gonna have your job someday." I'm like, "Izzy, it's 9 years ago," and now he works for Rise. So I don't know. Watching my back.
Now is the time that I'm going to try not to cry, but those of you that know me know I'm going to cry. I really want to recognize volunteers in this room. It has been my absolute pleasure to work with you over the last 7 years. Many of you were volunteers for me during my incarceration and mentored me when I was at NCCW. And then I got the absolute honor to then work with Rise and shepherd you into many facilities and many events and take you in to pour into others the way you poured into me. As I moved to my new role to be the facilitator at the women's facility and step out of the position of volunteering, thank you. I want to just take a moment, please, and I want you to stand. If you have been a Rise volunteer for 3 years, 7 years, 9 years. Thank you so very much for all the early mornings, all the miles you put on your car, going through all the chaos that's so wonderfully Rise and the way that you support the people that we care about. Thank you so much. Now, she snuck up on me. Now we're going to have panel 2. It's my honor to introduce Neosha Broadway, Dwight Tucker, and Shannon Gold. Each one of these individuals are Rise Business Academy graduates and are running their own small businesses that you're going to hear some more about.
You want to come up, Emily? You don't have to. No, you're good. All right, buddy. She wasn't supposed to, and so that was bad. All right. Please share your name, the name of your business, and kind of a little bit about what you do, and then maybe how your business connects to our community.
So my name is Neosha Broadway. My business is called The Red Recruiter. Professionally, I do recruiting, but I found a need that there is a gap between candidate experience, employer expectations. And so I started the Red Recruiter so that I can help people on their career journey when it comes to mock interview training, resumes, but really just sitting with them and going over how to transition back to the workforce. Rise was, after the Business Academy, was the first one to kind of take a chance on me to do my coaching sessions with some of their participants. And since then, I've had about 5 contracts that I've fulfilled since graduating Rise last April 2025. So I'm really happy that I get to be a part of the community and really put my expertise into work.
Name's Dwight Tucker. I own Delicate and Secured. We are an RV repair company. Started back when I first got released 2 years ago. Just want to say, as far as the community goes, I just recently started an RV academy. I'm doing a workshop with Metro. Started class 2 was yesterday. So that's going pretty well. Dealing with the guys from the Work Release Center and helping them out. Basically showing them the career pathway to be an RV mobile technician, which is very important right now because it's on the rise. I don't know if many of you have RVs, but you should know. And also, for sure, you should also hit me up if you do. I also partner with the Omaha Fireside Rentals. Right now, I'm a recruiter, so I'm helping recruit and bring in more RV owners to become an RV renters and rent their RVs out so they can start allowing their investments to make some money. And if you're interested in seeing what an RV lifestyle is like, you can contact me because I can hook you up with Fireside because once again, I just partner with them. So that's what I'm doing right now. And just want to say thanks. I was a graduate inside. I went to prison when I was 19. I just got released 2 years ago. So I just been moving ever since I came out. I'm like a serial entrepreneur, so I try to just do things and do things and do things, and just hope something hit the wall, and that's what it is. And RV repair really hit the wall for me. I'm going to my 3rd season right now, and I'm trying to work with the community by, like I said, just offering the RV Readiness Academy, something that I'm personally starting myself. And my goal is to get the RV Academy in trade schools and not just Metro, but UNO, UNL, or any other school, technical school, and even high schools. That's kind of my goal.
All right, my name is Shannon Gold. My business is called Tire Buddies LLC. It's a mobile tire business. So I come to the location that you're at, school, business, anywhere, and repair or sell you tires. So far, I think my business has impacted the community by usually after 5 o'clock, all tire shops are closed. And there's been plenty of times I didn't had families calling me, people crying because they're in the car with their kids late night, scared or can't get home and they can't call nobody. Insurance companies take a long time or do what they please. So there's been plenty of times. I had a couple friends, cousins, they took them on a job with me. They started their business by seeing that I can do it because they feel like if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm kind of in a phase right now of kind of like I've been networking with a lot of used tire shops, kind of start to have other people do it because I've been doing it and seeing that it's a concept that I can create for others to do it and kind of like take over a different tire game with it. So that's pretty much how I do it. Just and future goal is to be going around teaching local kids how to change tires because I didn't even know how to change a tire until I started the business. I was YouTubing, I had my uncle show me, and just taking the risk, putting it on there. I was just winging it. But now I know there's something, and yeah, so that's kind of my goal with that.
So, what kind of support, maybe education or mentorship or belief from others, helped you move from an idea to action?
Mainly for me, I drive off of negativity. During all that time, I had a lot of COs and officers and telling me what the heck I can't be and what I can't do and what I'm going to be and all this crap. So that kind of filled me to just drive and get out here and do what I need to do. So I'm kind of the opposite of what you're saying. So.
All you. You were motivated by the community in very different ways. Anyone else want to share?
So I will say that Dr. TJ, you were a big part of my journey, whether you knew that or not. Just knowing that I had some fire in me, I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And once we talked, you introduced me to the Business Academy. I just executed from there. So I thank you. I was a single mom, 3 daughters, and my oldest 2 girls, their father faced a 20-year sentence. So I had to make stuff happen. And I've been doing that for a very long time. But coming into Rise, it's been a remarkable journey. And I've just been going ever since. So thank you all.
Thank you.
I say what motivates me is just coming from an environment where people really ain't got nothing or don't believe that it's possible unless you got a big name. So it's just trying to prove to myself and others, let them know that it's possible. Just every day, it's a marathon, not a race. And that's what I always tell people. So just keep it going and just trying to be an example.
Right on. These are, yeah. These are 3 of 54 currently active businesses that are hiring and growing that we continue to work with. Shouts to Dr. TJ and Drew, our dream team for RBA. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you're the 3 on the stage, so sell your services. Let these good folks know how to engage with you and drum up some business. Come on.
Well, like I said, anybody that knows me, I'm steadily pushing myself. I know when I was in prison, I was probably the only ones that had I had food menus out on poker tables and have your stuff ready by Thursday, money in by Friday, bring your own cups, get paid, eat up Saturday. Guys in here that know, they know what's up. So I constantly was pushing and pushing. So I'm pushing right now. I do own an RV repair company. I am the sole owner. We do mobile, so we come to you. And we also offer rentals as well. So if you're interested in, going to Mahoney State Park or Cunningham Lake, and you just want to go there, you don't even have to worry about taking the RV there yourself. Just go there and enjoy yourself and leave. We pack it up, we level it, we do everything for you. Just pick it out what you want. Give me a call. I got business cards in my pocket. If you want it, come hit me up. Delicate RV Repair. Delicate. It's a delicate brand.
Pretty easy to find. So theredrecruiter.com. Been working with a lot of nonprofits, but I do individual coaching, career coaching. So anything in that realm, please get in touch with me.
You can find me on Google, Tire Buddies LLC on Google. I'm mostly just trying to, when I first started, I know a dude, he had a contract on Amazon. So that was my first job was like $1,000, but then he ended up stopped dealing with him. So when I was just getting in there, I was out of there. So my biggest thing is really just trying to get like a hold of a fleet. So that way I really can start putting people on with jobs and being super busy till I can start doing the employment. That's pretty much my focus right now with it.
All right, let's give it up for our entrepreneurs. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Rise Road Trip. Who's in? Rise RVs. What could go wrong? Chantal, come on up. I want to recognize an organization that really has been with us from the start. And when you look for corporate partners, you know, they really check all the boxes. They really want to help meet the needs of our clients. And they're really thoughtful about what do you need? What type of supports do you need? When organizations provide financial resources, people resources, and expertise, that's a wonderful partnership. And we've had a wonderful long partnership with FMBO Bank. So FMBO has probably sent between 150 and 200 people into Nebraska prisons since we started. In 2025, 30 FMBO employees volunteered in prison, about almost 200 hours of volunteer time. And so I'm going to welcome Johnny Nesbitt up to receive a RISE Award. Come on, Johnny. So Johnny, this was manufactured by RISE graduates who work for Cornhusker State Industries at the Reception and Treatment Center. 2025 Community Award presented to FMBO for your outstanding volunteerism and support. I think they took some liberties with your logo. This is the only FMBO logo that looks like this. So if you're planning to open a branch for like hobbits in the Shire, you have this really cool logo. But why don't you come in between? We'll get a picture. Thank you. Thank you. Shouts to all the FMBO folks here today, our new board member, Matt Burke, as well. All right. We have a little bit of a call to action now, and I'm going to welcome up our Director of Development, Sharita Daly. Come on down.
Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us. So your call to action is to get involved. And how do you do that? So you came today. That's step one. Step two is Rise Giving Day is Thursday, April 23rd. Mark your calendars. We're going to have some incredible events. I believe it's already on our website, but we're going to have another RBA showcase. And so this gives Rise Business Academy graduates like those that you just saw up here a platform for exposure. So we're going to have about 10, 12 of those graduates, as well as some individuals on our staff who have their own businesses. So this is going to be an incredible way to interface with those individuals, give them some business, take some business cards, learn more about what they're doing. And then we're also going to have some more exciting events this year for those who give monthly. And so a monthly donation is a way for you to kind of spread out your impact and to expand, more on what you're doing beyond, that kind of one-time gift. And so we do have a monthly donor that's going to share her experience with monthly giving and why that is so impactful for her. So please welcome up Carol Russell.
Thank you. Thank you. You've all heard about the great work that RISE does. And I'm a firm believer in giving monthly. I call it the GEM program, give every month. Now, I don't know about you. I'm not a good philanthropist. Instead of getting 1,000 to one organization, I give 100 to 10. But I find that if you give $100 a month, it's painless, rather than writing a check for $1,200 at the end of the year. So I just encourage all of you to consider monthly giving. Thanks.
Thank you, Carol. So it doesn't have to be $100 a month. It can be 10, 25. It can be whatever you're comfortable with giving. But spreading that impact throughout the year really helps our graduates see that impact that you're making. So instead of kind of at the end of the year when you have the annual appeal, we also encourage you to give there as well. But if you're more comfortable, just kind of set it and forget it. You set this program and the plan is just on auto pay. So we really appreciate you. If you have more questions about incentives for monthly giving or, why it's so important, please come see me. I have some business cards. I have, time to get coffee with any of you. So if you're interested just in learning more about getting involved with RISE, whether through giving, donating, if you want to talk more about any stats or data that you've seen here, I'm your girl. So again, my name is Sharita Daly. I am the Director of Development, and I am happy to meet with all of you.
And one last time, I'm Chantel Wentz. I am the almost former volunteer relations manager at RISE. I extend an invitation to those of you who have not volunteered with us to please get involved. As you've heard today, there are several different programs that we do in the community and within Nebraska Department of Corrections. We would love to have you come join us. Find what you're passionate about, where your level of expertise is, and come join us in prison for a business pitch competition or a coaching day, or sign up with TJ to mentor an upcoming and aspiring entrepreneur. There's so many different ways. Take a page out of First National Bank of Omaha's playbook. And if you have a team, please, corporate volunteering, what a great way to team build, right? Come and spend a day with us in prison with your coworkers. We need you. Sign up to be a trip leader. And we will help you get through the volunteer process, clearance process for the Department of Corrections, and we will get you in and get you going. Myself and so many that you have seen today are a product of volunteers, of mentors, of people seeing us and meeting us where we are, giving us that second chance, and just really helping us to then come home in a way that's whole, where we feel welcome, belonged, and we have opportunities. So please reach out to whoever the new RISE volunteer coordinator is going to be and give your time. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
She's done this job for 7 years and recruited most of you. And we've brought over 1,300 people into prison because of your relationships and your deep passion for getting people connected on the inside to what your experiences were. Can we really give it up for Chantal as she starts this New Jersey journey? Love you.
When I look around the room, I see friends. I see people that I met for coffee that never knew me before, and I didn't know you. And we walk into a coffee shop and we're there for 2 hours, even though I said it would be an hour, because I like to talk. And you guys have become my best friends. And it was really hard to make the decision to move out of this role, but you have equipped me to go pour into those women in York and to mentor them the way you have me. It has been an absolute honor and privilege. And thank you so much for making my reentry and my coming home such a memorable and comfortable and successful one. Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for, again, weaving this thread with us that we hold on to, that our graduates and folks hold on to. We have t-shirts if you'd like a t-shirt, and we have yard signs for our giving day. Grab a yard sign, put it in your yard. Again, Sharita, April 23rd. April 23rd, baby. There's a lot of amazing people in this room. I hope you have an opportunity to meet some of them. Again, thank you for braving, a beautiful February day. We had a beautiful day. Thanks for being a part of our community. Have a great morning. Take care.
So try to understand what I can hold in my hand, and whatever I find, I'll find my way back to you. If you could try to find it too, cause this place is overgrown, it's a waxing moon. Home is wherever we are, it's lovely to you. So home is wherever we are, it's lovely to you. Home is wherever we are, there's love here too.